Hello gamers, Pet here. Welcome to my review for Battle Brothers. Before we begin, check out GamerPET.com. I also place a link in the description with a link direct to this article because I just changed my website and I'm trying to create articles and a video for a game I'm making because sometimes I don't have time to make a video, so I will just do a short article, and I'm trying to kind of mix them both because when I'm writing I'm going to add maybe more or less details, depends. Or maybe don't want to hear me babble around and you just want to see some screenshots and some opinions, and that's about it. So GamerPET.com. The second thing is that I'm recording using this microphone, which I will review later, and I want you to tell me if you think the sound quality is okay. I mean, would you watch more videos with this microphone, with this sound? Because it's much easier for me to record with this sound than have my first world problem, have my other microphone that's more professional be right there with the sound mixer and stuff. But anyway, that's a story for another time. So Battle Brothers, it's also 1 AM, so I'm not going to try to yell that much. Battle Brothers, I found out about this game in February when it was still in early access and was like, ooh, interesting game. And then it came out in April, I believe, and I was like, yep, I got it. And I have 66 hours into this game, and it's a turn-based tactical RPG. And I kind of don't like turn-based games, and the main reason for it is because you do a lot of waiting. I mean, you do a move, you wait for the animations to complete it, and you do another move, and you wait for more animations to complete, and then you attack, you miss, and then you wait, and then stuff like that. But here it's actually very, very fast. There is also a permadeath mechanic. And it's also I'm a bit paranoid, even that I just tested the sounds. It's also a permadeath and RPG mechanics where you have your companions, your brothers, your mercenaries, right? Because you're kind of like a mercenary boss and you hire people to fight for you, right? And the boys have the brothers have stats, and they get injured and they get permanent injured and they can die, and when they die they are gone forever. And I really love this aspect of the game. So in this review, which is kind of like a show off, unedited, it's going to be long probably, I'm going to show you the game a little bit and what I like about this game. So let's create a new game. Keep in mind that the game came out like 1 month ago, and they still improved the game with some really useful patches, and now they are working on the version 1.1 where they are going to add even more features that didn't made it into the first version, right? So here's your company name. I will just leave it for default. You can set this. It is going to be your banner, and I simply love the art on this game. You will see it later. This is the difficulty, and they are going to add they are going to split the difficulty into more categories like fighting and economic and so on. And you also have Iron Man mode, and this is the late game crisis. I will talk a little bit about this later, but basically of course you can random it, and you will get one of those three at random, one of those three crises basically. War, it's war between the noble families. Greenskin invasion, basically the orcs are invading, and undead scourge is basically the undead is rising. And based on the crisis itself, you will need to prepare your men a little bit differently with the armor and the weapons and so on. And they also added this option to add a new to play with the map seed, and people have been sharing a lot of those seeds, and it's interesting to see how because the world map is generated randomly, and your 3 starting brothers are also generated randomly. So there is a lot of replayability here. So let's just start it like this. And the game always starts the same, which is basically this fight that happens right here. Basically, the last battle, it all went wrong, your company ended, and then you are sent into this battle where those 2 guys died every time, and those are your 3 main guys that you start with. So as you can see here, this is a hex-based, turn-based strategy game, and it matters if you are surrounded, it matters if you are on the high ground or on the low ground, it matters the terrain you are sitting on. For example, there is the swamp, and if you sit in the swamp, you get penalties to your attack, defense, and so on. It matters the weapons that you use, the armor that you have, and all those together really create very tactical chess-like strategy game, you know, where you are thinking about every fight. And because you also have that perma death mechanic, it really adds a lot of pressure, the good kind of pressure. So we have this guy Herman, and if we check his profile, as you can see here, this is the light crossbow that he's using, and there are basically kind of like 3 tiers, if I remember correctly, for each weapon. So this is kind of like the poorest weapon. The weapons aren't randomized, they are kind of the same. This weapon, the light crossbow, will always be the same. The next version will always be with some small stats improvement, and the third one with also a little bit of more stats improvement. But there are also artifacts, you know, kind of like those special weapons. They have kind of like a red glow there, and those are a little bit more randomized, but also super hard to find. And when you find it, you will be really, really happy. So as you can see, this is the guy. He's having zero head armor because he has nothing equipped. So if he will receive a hit to the head, he might be very, very injured with maybe well, he won't get permanent damage only if he's struck down, but it's going to mean a lot of trouble if it's get hit into the head. And the way things work is that based on the weapons, for example, a flail, like the weapon that this guy is using, it has a higher chance to bypass the shield and hit the head. And so, for example, this dude, if he somehow gets in range, he might just use the get to the head spell. I mean, I'm going to call it spell, but it's not a spell. It's this ability that the weapon is giving you, right? And this ability called Shoot Bolt, it's having those stats. You see, it has plus 50% chance to hit and minus 3% per tile of distance. And I have 10 bolts left, and those get replenished after each fight. These are the stats, the range skill that matters for this dude in particular. This is the damage, which is based on the weapon that he's using. This is the vision, this is the morale, this is the resolve, this is the initiative, and all of them get 9 action points, which matter a lot because there will be, like, for example, this other dude. You will see when I get to him. So let's try it. This guy will run. I'm going to, you see, 50% chance to hit him. I hit him, and he also got an injured. You see, he got a grazed neck, which I can't really see exactly because of the UI. I can't really see exactly what this means to him. But if that was on me, I would have been able to see a stat here. For example, this guy is dissatisfied. This guy has also sure footing because, yes guys, there are also traits, there are perks, which is the way you level up your guys, and I will load my other game. And there are also the backgrounds. You can hire guys when you reach cities, and those various backgrounds have various stats and events, random events, because yes, there are also random events. This guy is going to run. This guy is going to move here. You see, it's going to cost me that much action points, and when I do arrive, I do have still enough action points to use the trust, but I cannot use the spear wall, mainly because it's a spell that you don't use in melee range. And I also have the shield wall, which is basically grants more melee and range defense for 1 turn. So let's hit this guy. 60% chance to hit, and I hit him, but as you saw, I hit him in the armor. You see, he has no head armor, that's why that spot is empty, right below turned on. And then we have dented, because we just dented his chest armor. If he wouldn't have had an armor, that hit would have went directly to his health pool, basically, right? And that's kind of like the way it goes. It first goes to the armor, and then it goes to the actual hit points. But also keep in mind that, for example, for this X, 200X, 40% of the damage ignores armor, they just go directly. And let's see, you see, I moved only 1 tile because the split man, this ability costs 6 AP. So if I move 2 hexagons, two tiles, with this guy I won't be able to shoot, so it really matters on how you position yourself. This guy also has this weapon has this split shield, which basically will just obliterate that small shield, but I will just go for him and I hit the shield. Okay, they missed. I'm going to move here. It's a bit risky to move here, but the reason why I moved here is because this guy is touching, you know, he's really close to my other guys, and whenever you are touching and you're trying to move away from another guy, he will just get a free shot at you because you're like in the zone of him, something like that. It's the same for you. So I know that he will not risk to move into the melee range to near my guy because two guys will just hit him. So let's just try to hit this guy. I hit him. He got another another injured thingy. Let's just end turn. Let's just hit this guy. He's almost dead, and this guy, his head went off, and I love the artwork. I simply love the artwork. Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Have you seen what the flail can do to you? I would have, you know, raised my voice some more, but it's 1 AM. You see, he almost got obliterated. Almost. Only 2 hits that were successful to the head because it was a flail. And this is the loot. After every victory, you will get the experience thingy and how many kills. This guy got 1 kill. This is the damage that he dealt. This is the damage that he received, and he's already injured. He has light wounds that will heal in 3 days. And this is the loot that I got. And this is the thing: if you, for example, you see a guy with really cool armor, if you kill that guy, you have a chance to get that armor. However, if in the process of you killing him, you destroy that armor, you won't get that loot. So you have to be careful on what weapons we use. For example, a hammer will just destroy an armor, but if you use something that you poke with, you won't destroy that armor. So let's just take this. This is also the food that I have, and let's continue. Leave, and now we are going to have this kind of like an aftermath of this. It's a part of the story. And this is the randomized map, and as you can see, this whole place has been randomized, so every game will be different. And what you will be doing in Battle Brothers is trying to rise your reputation, which is over here, right? I only know those three noble houses, and they are neutral towards me. You can read some of the text over here, and you see I'm unknown and I neutral. Also, I will be able to have reputation with each of those cities, and the reputation will grow if I'm good to them and I try to help them, and I take contracts from them, and they might be bad. The reputation will decline if I attack their convoys and other stuff, or if I take a contract and I don't fulfill that contract. So basically what you will be doing is moving around those parts, visiting cities, taking contracts, maybe buying loot, maybe buying stuff, because check this out, since this is randomly generated, this is kind of like a big city, and I can see that because this is like a big citadel, and those guys also have fishing huts. So I know for a fact that if I come here, I will be able to recruit fishermen, you know, guys that have a background fisherman, and I will also be able to buy fishing nets, and they also have amber, so I will be able to buy amber. And people always look for this kind of stuff because there will be stuff where, for example, you'll be able to buy dice. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. The color thing that the dice that you color stuff that you put your hand, your clothes there to give them color and stuff like that. You might, or salt, for example. You might be able to find a place that has a salt mine, and with Mushroom Grove, and with that salt mine, you will be able to buy salt very cheap. Also even cheaper if you have a good reputation with them. Then you can go to one of those big cities and they will buy that salt for even more. You will be making a profit. So you will just go around getting contracts, trying to buy stuff, to sell stuff. So it's also kind of like an economic game. You also have your money here, crowns, and your guys have a salary. This guy is paid 11 per day, 11 per day, 11 per day. Other guys will be more expensive or more cheap. They will also consume food that you will also buy from the cities. You will also have tools, because you see, though this tool that I got, it's 72% damaged. So it will use some of those tools in order to repair the items that I have. Those don't repair because they are not equipped, but if I want them to be repaired, I have to press Alt and right click, and now this item will be repaired. I also have ammunition, and ammunition is basically, as I told you, this guy has quiver of bolts. So I already shoot 2 times, but now he's at 10 again. Why? Well, because the quiver of bolts and the arrows get refilled by the ammunition here. And this is the medical supplies, because your guys are going to get injured, like this guy. This guy will be, he's pretty messed up, and his hit points are at 10. So if I go into a new fight right now, he will get really messed up. He has a really risk of dying. So this is why you want to have, you can have a maximum of 12 guys, but you can also have guys in reserve. So if I drag this guy here, this guy is in reserve right now, and he won't take parts of any battles. So let me actually go and let's just retire and make 17 points. And I will load another game of mine, which is, this is 93 Veteran Iron Man. I love the artwork. I simply love the artwork. So if I remember correctly, I'm kind of like in a messy spot right now because I have to go here. But there are also some orcs after me. I haven't played this game for like 2 weeks. So you see, I have this this quest, not a quest, it's a contract where I have to free green-skinned prisoners. And I already got 430 crowns in advance, so I can't really cancel because they will be like very, very pissed. Those are like, oh, my relationship with the factions are pretty messed up. It's written in cold, Jesus Christ. But I'm very friendly with those guys at least, and I'm reputation, and I'm notorious. Those are all the guys that I have. Look at all the loot, look at all the items. You see, I even got furs that I bought for 321, so if I go to another city, I might sell them for even more and I will make a profit. You see, it is a hunting bow, it is a more a short bow, which is much crappier, 30 to 50, and it is 40 to 60. Look at those flails, like really, really good damage. Those spells for those long axes have a range of 2, so I can hit with them from behind. This guy is a sellsword, so those guys, it is the background sellsword. They're also very expensive. They've also come with some equipment on them, but they also have like a really high stats. Of course, you don't know that. Of course, there is also the wiki where you can check some things up. And this is like how I leveled this guy up. I got recover for him because fatigue is something very important. And this guy has 95 fatigue. Well, I mean, he's at 0, but 95 is maximum because every action that you take inside the battle, it will rise up the fatigue. But every turn, about 15 fatigue will be cleared. And with this spell, I can clear like 50% more. And that's also very important with guys that are using two-handed weapons. Like, look, this guy. He's using a hammer because I know that I'm going to fight orcs. And I know that I'm going to fight some orcs that are very, very armored. And you see, this two-handed weapon has smite or also a shatter, and it's basically going to hit a lot of guys near him. He was going to shatter down. And this guy is also an adventurous noble. This guy is actually one of my first companions that I started with. I've also equipped a war dog with him. He's also having iron lungs, so 5/5 plus 5 recovery per turn. He's also loyal. And this guy is a cultist, and there are some random events with the cultist that would allow you to get some really cool armor. Pretty hard to get, but you see, this guy is a butcher. He's bloodthirsty, which is awesome because yeah, there are a lot of stuff, a lot of traits, a lot of perks, and I really love management games like this. I really love because I really like, these are the type of games that are creating stories, and I love games that are creating stories. Killing Frenzy. This is my sergeant well, reserve is very important for the sergeant. You see, I have some of my guys in the in reserves, so I swap them out depending on how I need it, how I need them. So this is how this map is looking basically. I can buy dice, hunting cabin. You see, a die maker basically. So I can buy dice from here and I can just sell them to this big city and I make a profit. I just go here, buy, and I go here, I sell. As I said, you want to calculate how you are moving, because every movement is going to pass time and you are just going to lose food, lose money, because guys need to eat and they need to be paid. So what else is to talk about before me going into an actual fight? You can speed up the time, but basically, yeah, this is kind of like the strong points. Your guys, your mercenaries. So let's just go into the fight. I'm not sure what's going to happen. You see, this guy is very armored, has a good helm because he doesn't have any shield. So basically, he will be range defense ministry. Fearless. This guy is just a sellsword. This guy is a historian, plus 15% experience game. He also has eagle eyes. So yeah, I have no idea. Oh, look, this sword, the noble sword. I remember when this dropped, and I was like, oh shit, I have a noble sword now. But I don't use swords that much. I'm not sure exactly yet how, because they're not really that effective versus armor. So it depends on really with whom you are fighting. I also got this this polearm, this two-handed polearm, which is kind of awesome. I got it from an event where I had to go and free up some ancient undead. Okay, so I'm being attacked by those guys, so I haven't even made it to the place that and it's raining and I'm fighting those guys. It's going to be bad, because those guys right now they're only hitting the armor, but if they hit me, they will they are poisonous basically. So yeah, there are different type of tactics where you have a guy that you are going to try to flank it to reach those guys, because those guys are going to be very, very annoying. It's maybe not really, I mean, there are also 13 guys, I only see a couple of them. So I'm just going to wait my ground and I'm going to try to hit this guy. There are also different type of monsters. There are some kind of like beast thingies that are weak, but if they die, the corpse will remain there, and if another beast comes and eats that corpse, it will level up to a more powerful of that type of beast. So yeah, I can skip, I can wait my turn, so they will be closer together. Let's just kill this guy. And you see, they got a little bit of wavering because they saw another guy die, and this can happen to your guys too, which is important to have a high resolve. If a guy gets surrounded, every time he's being surrounded, like another guy comes, he will do a check for the moral to see if if he breaks. And if you get this type of white flag, your stats are going to be a little bit meh, you know. It doesn't matter, I should have skipped and not really wait. I have some mushrooms here. I'm just going to wait for them to come. I'm already kind of... I will just rise my shield wall because I don't want this guy to get... This guy is also supporting those guys from behind, because if the archers are trying to hit one of those two guys, they have a higher chance to hit this guy. I also don't want to use, for example, with this guy, I don't want to use shield wall because it will use fatigue, and I want to... Again, it really matters when you are going to use and what you are going to use. Okay, they are going to... The archers, so on. So scary. Oh, you see, he got poisoned. Leave my guy alone, Jesus Christ. You see, this guy is really armored, so yeah, that's why I'm having the really nice shot, really nice shot. And since I also hit him, I also get this overwhelm trait, which is a perk, which is really nice. But this guy, because this guy is wavering, it's really important because he's armored and it's kind of like but these guys are really fucked up already, so I'm a bit concerned about him. And this is the thing with orcs, they charge in and they stun your guys. So basically those guys already lost a turn. This guy will lose another turn because his turn just came. He got undazed and now he's dazed again. But you know, I can shoot for the... I can use my archers to shoot for the goblins, which is what I'm going to do. I hit that guy. I missed. I'm going with this guy. I want to go and try to go closer to the... Even that those guys are really messy, even in melee range, because they have a dagger with poison. With this guy I can just... This guy has no shield, so I will just try to hit him. I hit him. Next guy. You also try to go there. Don't leave your friend alone. With this guy, I mean 56%, but this guy has a shield, so I think I want to try to split the shield, and I just did, as you saw. It's kind of dark, the filter of this, because it's raining. It's like really foggy. And now I'm going to hit him. I got his helm out. This guy from behind just hit this guy, and this guy just hit. Nice. Every time they shoot, I'm like very. And the AI is fairly smart. For example, he will have minus vision. For example, you have the zombies. They are not zombies, they are kind of like undead, but they are like slow, and even when they die, they get resurrected after some time. Very annoying to play. But for example, the spear guys, they have a spell where they just put the shield up, the spear forward. So if you come in range of this guy, he will basically just damage you and send you back. And human opponents and even orc opponents, if you are using that spell, they will not go around that guy. They will try to flank him and stuff like that. The zombies don't do that. The zombies just charge into you. So that's a tactic that you can use. Nice. This guy has no one whom to shoot, but I will just keep the turn because I want to go with this guy down and try to every time they never mind, I won't go down anymore, but this guy is now in range. 7% chance to hit. So this guy basically he's being poisoned, so -3 vision, -3 action point, -30 initiative, and that's for a couple of turns, 3 more turns. Yeah. Just no point to use adrenaline. Uh-oh. Now this guy is in range and this guy is on high ground, so this guy is in a little bit of trouble. I can use swing, but if I use swing, this guy and my guy will get hit, so no, but I will use adrenaline with this guy. And I can use split, and this weapon, this spell, whatever you want to call it, will hit those two guys. This guy got hit. Damn the charge. That guy is really fucked up. I just found another guy. I'm going for the... Oh, this guy has... Yeah, this guy has Berserk. So So every time he kills someone, he gets plus more action points. So basically, he can shoot again. Nice. Not too much damage, but now the guys are the archers. Okay. Not my guy. The same. That guy never was never able to shoot this game. Ugh. I'm going for the short kills and hits because I want to see. I killed him and now they are more wavering. Okay, he missed. He's also. If this guy is going to try to wall that, he will just stop here because it will come in range of this guy. Ah, what has struck down Orwin the sacrifice. So he's not dead, he's just struck down, meaning that he's pretty fucked up, but he also got a permanent negative trait. He can get brain damage, which will allow him not to. He will gain less experience, or he might have like a broken stomach that he will get minus hit points and stuff like that. And yeah, that's permanent. And sometimes even when you are thinking you are doing good, the last guy will just land 2 lucky shots and you will be like, this guy is retreating, so I can he's going to run around, but he's going to automatically be hit by my guy. I'm going to try to walk towards the archers. This guy can't even reload his weapon because he's poisoned. And this is what I wanted to show you. This guy has pierced leg muscles, so minus 30 melee defense, minus 30 initiative, and also injured shoulder, minus 25% damage inflicted. It will heal in 3 to 4 days. But I can go to. Do I have some kind of guy with permanent? You see this guy, poor guy. This is the first companion that I got, one of the first 3. He has weakened heart, minus 30% hit points, brain damage, plus 50% resolve, minus 35 experience gain, minus 35% initiative. That's permanent, that's forever. Yeah. Now the archers. They will try to just spread around and be annoying. you sit behind. I don't want to risk it. You try to move forward to the other guys. Now this guy is in melee range, so he won't be able to shoot the bow. 5%. I missed him. Okay, now that guys won't be able to run away. Oh, that guy died. See, he's using the dagger now. This guy is going to run. Every time they shoot, I am being stressed. Move here and you can shoot only this guy, but there is a high chance to shoot my guy, so just move forward. It's kind of, you see the terrain is kind of messing, it's a little bit messed up, so I can't really move my guys that well. You sit there. You also sit there, you're kind of messed up. Ah, he missed. At least that guy has armor. Okay, they are running. Yes! It's also very satisfying when you land a hit. Very, very satisfying. Ooh, baby. Oh, baby. I think they will just run away. I don't think I can... Or? Nah! Only one hexagon away. Because they have higher initiative, they will start up next, so I won't be able... So yeah, it's over. And okay, I haven't... this guy got struck down. And he got permanent brain damage. I also got this loot that I can sell. I also got some ammunition, nice. Some tools. Yeah, I will just sell those. And I can now leave. And ooh, it's quiet, it's not raining anymore. Hopefully the sound wasn't too loud and you were able to hear me. So anyway, I'm not sure what else to say about this, but I think this video has been going pretty long already. Battle Brothers is one of my favorite games of 2017 so far. At least it's in that top, and it will be in that top anyway. It's really fun game. I really love playing this type of games, you know, the type of management games where I love to play games that create stories. And with these games, I mean, you have a story of look, this guy leveled up. I can just he needs some attack, maybe some health, maybe some fatigue. Now I can also put a point in the perk depending on what. This guy is more of a tank, so he has Colossus more, 25% more hit points, dodge, he has shield expert, and there are also a rotation, which is a skill, as you can see here, that will allow me to swap a position with a guy without that guy getting hit because he's in range. So there are stuff like this that are really, really, really important. This guy is, yeah, with that permanent brain damage, but hey, at least he's still alive. You still get to use him later. He's still going to eat up 50 gold per day, but hey, you still have him. And let's actually try to go to a city. I have some screenshots on my website if you want to see more of those stuff. No. You see, this is why it's not really recommended to run the game at too fast, because it's real time. It's only turn-based here, so you can really get messed up. We are 19 because there are also those guys from the caravan, because those orcs were attacking a caravan, or they were attacking me, but the caravan was near us, so I'm not really too scared about them. And we should be able to do it. I mean, this guy is really messed up, and you see, I should have already swapped him with someone else just to avoid stuff like this. But anyway, I wasn't really planning to go into another fight. I'm just showing you some stuff now. But yeah, basically this is why I like this type of you can retreat, but everybody will just get messed up. And yeah, it's also it's really a game about knowing when to pick your fights and when to retreat. And because of the Iron Man mode, if you're going to play with it, and because of the permanent damage, you really need to know slowly, and you will learn that by playing the game, when to fight and when not to fight. Sometimes early game you look and you are fighting another group of bandits and they are all messed up, and they are all weak, but they have one raider, and the raider has a pretty cool helm, and you'll be like, the raider has a helm like this, which is a pretty cool helm. I want to kill that guy just so I can loot that. And sometimes you will just go into those fights knowing that you will fight one or two raiders, while the other 5 guys are just normal thugs, right? Just so you can get that loot, and then you get the loot, you equip your guys, and they become better and better. Those guys were just really very unequipped, but slowly by playing I was able to loot. And I think this armor, I also bought it, but the armor is very, very expensive, and like this one was 2000 gold and I only had like 4000 gold. So yeah, It's also a game about economy and management of money and stuff like that. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my long review. Go check out Battle Brother. It was a game made by 3 or 4 guys, something like that. They only had one artist, and they had a really cool article where they explain on how they are basically reusing artwork, basically, because there is one face here, but there is a layer with the helm being drawn on top of the face, so the artist doesn't have to draw many variations of the same face. Not only that, but those faces, you see these guys are a little bit hit already, so he has some blood over there. And the same thing with the weapons, you see this guy is also very very hit. And visual feedback with 2D art, it's really awesome what they did. The whole game is very 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 polished. And also with the random events that you get, with the crises that happen late game, which can be random depending on your options, which really add a lot of flavor to the game. So go check out Battle Brothers. Thank you guys for watching. Also check out GamerPET.com, because I changed my website finally. See you soon, guys. Goodbye.